Good afternoon.
Welcome to the Muscle of Yarn podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We are coming to you from our yarn store in Shelburne, Vermont, which is back there kind of behind us. And we're just this, anyway.
You can find the store on all kinds of social media.
Do we do that first or do we introduce ourselves
We usually
first?
do that part first. As Muscle of Yarn, so Twitter, Instagram, we've got our Ravelry group, which is quite active. That's where we host all of our knit-alongs. So if you're looking to join a knit-along, that's where they
I
are.
have a knit-along problem.
She does. That's okay. But Instagram, Facebook, and Ravelry are where we're most active. But you can also check out other information if you need to reach us or anything through our website, muscleofyarn.com. Of course, our weekly picks that we do, which we'll be going over in just a little bit, you can buy the things we're showing you through our store, which is
And lots of other things.
Right through our website too. So head on over there for all that fun stuff.
Yep. And I'm Angela.
And I'm Kelly.
And you can find me out on social media, Ravelry and Instagram as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Instagram as Kelly O Spins, and you can find me on Ravelry, that's the other one, as Kelly Spins.
That one place, that Facebook for knitters.
Yeah, that's the one.
that one.
But better.
But amazing platform.
It is. Awesome.
All right. So, pick of the week. We usually start with that.
We usually do.
Because last week you guys killed it.
Mm-hmm.
We're ordering more of the Tutti Frutti.
We are.
Right.
We're going to have more of the Regia coming.
Yep.
Which we had to get more of their Perfect and everything anyway. So the Tutti Frutti, the watermelon and dragon fruit were definitely the two most popular colors, and we're going to get more of those coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a couple people who would have ordered more if they could have. So if that's not in time for the coupon code, we'll
extend it for another week.
So just so that you guys can take advantage of that. So our pick of the week, how that works is every week Angela and I pick a yarn, a product. Sometimes we pick one, sometimes we each pick one. And whatever it is, you get 10% off.
It's a very scientific process.
Your order when you use the discount code, which we'll give you. We usually tell you in between the two different products if we're doing two different products.
Because if you've watched this show for a while, it's because we're trying to figure out what the code's going to be.
And just sitting over there mulling it over in her head.
I am mulling it over.
So also the coupon code goes in the very last page at checkout. We talked about it, and Ange did a little demo in episode 73. So if you have any questions about using the coupon code, check out the very beginning, episode 73.
Yep.
And if you don't see the discount coming up in your cart, if you think you've entered it in the right place, you haven't entered it correctly, unfortunately. So you want to make sure before you click that final checkout button that your coupon is showing up in there.
And you unfortunately can't use the coupon code if you're paying with Apple Pay. There's some weird, quirky thing that there's no way to, because of where the coupon code shows up in our point of sale system and the way in the process Apple Pay makes you pay, there's no spot time to enter it. So our apologies to our Apple Pay
but credit
users,
card,
but credit card,
or
PayPal
are fine.
Yep.
Yep.
So I understand that Shopify might be working on that.
The other thing is that you can't use more than one discount code at a time.
Yeah.
So if there were, because our weeks overlap, we always run our discount code for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's, that 1 week where there's two that are overlapping and you want something from each, unfortunately you have to do two separate carts to get the discount on those items. But you can certainly add.
Our longtime listeners, we learned the hard way about that one on Cyber Monday.
Yeah, right. So anyway, unfortunately that's the way our system is set up, and so you can just use the one code at a time. And
Yep.
but just so all that information's out there for you guys.
Yep.
And I think that's it.
Okay, so
So-
I'm happy to start with mine.
Go for it.
All right. We actually can't remember if we've had this as a pick before or not. If we have, it's been a while.
Yep.
So my pick this week in sticking with the go away winter theme.
Which is not happening because we're coming up on, they're talking about possibly a fourth nor'easter
We just
hitting us
next week.
and we
We
just
just wrapped
finished
up our
up one.
third.
Our third.
In as many weeks.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of snow fatigue happening here. Canceled schools, delayed schools, like just basic overall schedule disruptions.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. I can't wait.
Love that enthusiasm.
I know, isn't that? So I am trying to bring some pretty bright cotton summer yarns for all of you.
Sweet.
So my pick this week is the Great Adirondack Yarn Company. They're organic cotton.
So if this looked familiar, last week we did their new fingering weight wool.
Mhm.
So this is some of the colorways that we have are the same colorways on cotton as they were on
Yep.
the wool. So
Yep.
it'll
So
look similar.
This is a, do they classify as a DK?
but it is DK.
It's a DK weight. It's a 100-gram skein, 315 yards. And here's the awesome part. It retails for like $12.50.
And it is amazingly soft. So
It's incredible.
it doesn't have that kind of harsh feel that sometimes cotton can have.
You guys might recognize this one from
Mhm.
the Dancing Bear cardigan that I knit. So this is the rainbow one that I used for that. So this one's called Sundance, and we've got Watermelon, which is also a nice fun color. We've got watercolors. You can't handwrite your labels. Shit. Good handwriting. Starburst.
Yep.
I'm not even sure I grabbed all of them, even though they're hanging on the wall.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Wineberry. So, as you can see, lots of really fun purple fog. Just summer colors. What?
Bronzite.
Oh, bronzite. It's like branzini. What's this one? Nantucket Blue.
That one's very popular. I've seen quite a lot. We've had quite a few people make it.
That's really pretty. Oops, that one's falling apart. What's this one? Plum Loco.
We've sold a lot of that too. That's a really pretty color.
A little bit darker than the others, but still
Mhm.
really nice. So that's my pick of the week.
Nice.
And I think keeping with that theme, we should make our discount code weekly pick snow go away.
Snow go away. Okay.
Okay.
Snow go away.
Snow go away.
Works for me.
I'm done with winter. Winter, I'm done with you.
My little dog is too, Winnie.
Mm.
So she's fairly short, and Willie's fine. Like the snow comes to the bottom of his belly. I mean, he's pretty tall.
Yeah.
But we've got over a foot of snow at my house, and Winnie's a little shorty, and so she porpoises through the snow. But she's also got feathers, so she's an English Cocker Spaniel, and she's a field dog, so she's got the feathers and everything, which are to protect them when they're out in the field
Yeah.
from birds and all that kind of thing. Of course, which means they get stuck in their fur, but so does the snow, because it's been, even though we've gotten a lot of snow, the temperatures have been hovering right around freezing, so right around 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And what that means is that it's like perfect snowball snow, perfect snowman snow, And
perfect sledding, fast sled trail snow because it gets packed down and
yeah, if you pack it, and then in the morning it has been cold enough. It's been colder than freezing, so it freezes and gets kind of a glaze over it. But when it's not, and it's really that sticky snow, it sticks to her, and she gets these big clods and clumps and stuff stuck to her, and she gets so angry when she comes inside. Like, I take a brush and we're like combing her out, brushing her out, and she is so angry about it. So
the indignity.
I know. What did we say? Snow go away?
Snow go away.
Snow go away. All right. I want to remember that so that I can put the discount codes in. So my pick of the week is the Schopel Zauberball. And this is such a fun yarn. And you can do so many fun things with it. It's the regular Zauberball and the Crazy. So the Crazy has like a marl to it. So they take multiple colors, and the regular does not. So we've got tons of colors. I've got a whole basket full here. So this is one of the regulars, and the cool thing is on the inside of the tag, they show you how they knit up. So this is kind of the progression. So they do like a really nice, fade from one color to the next. So this is a regular. That one's really pretty too. That one's one of the regulars. There's that one. So you can check these out on our website. We've got them all up there, and that one I like. This one does really well, the rainbow one.
Yeah, it's super fun.
And now I'll show you some of the crazies too. She said some of the crazies. Oops. And there's that one. Oh, a fun, really. This is a good Easter. If you're do Easter stuff, the pinks and purples, or spring anyway. If you don't do the Easter, that one I like a lot too. That's really bright. So we've got all kinds of fun bright colors, which are great for spring. These do some really fun shawls, and you can do socks with them if you want to. But a lot of, especially like Martina Bames patterns, are really good for these. We've got Puerto Montt made up in one of these colorways, and it's really cool, that pattern. So check that one out on Ravelry. That's a really, really cool pattern. The Hitchhiker or something like that would be really great in this yarn. Yeah, we had just had our Hitchhiker knit along. So these are great long repeats of color. So if you need a pattern that needs a long repeat of a color or self-striping yarn, these would be really fun for that. So 10% off both the Zauberball and Zauberball Crazy, and then the Great Adirondack organic cotton yarn.
Yeah.
So, and these are fingering weight, and they retail for right around $24, I believe. I think that there's like a $1 difference between the Zauberball and the Zauberball Crazy. So,
nice.
Yep. And there's a lot of yardage. They're 400-ish. So yeah, 460 yards. There's about 420 meters, about 460 yards, and they're 100-gram balls.
Pretty good yardage.
Yeah, good yardage. So if you're looking for that kind of yarn,
awesome.
That one is going to be up for grabs.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what you wearing today?
Wearing. I'm like, what?
What? Wait, what?
Wearing. So I am wearing, I did a fade, and the fade that I didn't use the Andrea Mowry pattern.
Okay.
I did the flax light, and I did a short sleeve flax light. So I actually am wearing
layers.
Yeah, and I've got a long t-shirt on actually underneath it. So I was just wearing this when I got up this morning, but then I wanted, with winter in Vermont, you have to layer, especially March and April. You never know. I mean, we could have 50-degree days, or we could have 20-degree days. Average temperature right now, I think, is supposed to be like right around 40.
Yeah.
And it's been in the low to mid 30s.
And one year, the last week in March, we had like minus 20-degree weather, and that was super not fun.
So yeah, so my my fade that I did has all indie yarns, indie designer yarns. I've got, this is Legacy Fiber Arts, the first color that I did. This is one of their neutrals. And then I did Fiber Stash. I did 2 Fiber Stash right in a row. And then I did a Peggy Jane Fibers yarn, which I won't stand up. It's really long. The one that I did, the sweater that I did is came out quite long. But I really like it. And it is great for layering, you know, and with the short sleeves I can wear it kind of a lot of different seasons.
Right.
Especially if I have a lot of layering pieces to go with it, like now.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's what I'm wearing. How about you?
I'm wearing my Water and Stone cardigan.
That's so pretty. Oh, somebody came in the other day and said they would love to see a cardigan out of the tart colorway, and I was like, oh, my business partner has one that she
Maybe
did.
I should leave it here. Maybe I should swap it out. I should probably wash it first before I do that. Swap it out for the Gather Together that's on
Oh,
Lucy.
that's right. Yeah. Because you've only worn that just once, haven't you? When you went to Rhinebeck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's, well, the sweater probably needs to be washed. It's covered in like dog hair and cat hair, and it needs to be de-pilled. Like apparently all my sweaters. Well, maybe I'll try to do that. Get this washed, and then bring it in and
Swap them out. Cool.
swap them out. So anyway, so I'm wearing Water and Stone, which is a Vera Valimaki pattern. It's got crazy cables on it.
So pretty.
Out of the Smalintosh Sport, I think, in the tart colorway. And it's one of those where I saw the yarn and I was like, I'm buying the yarn and I will figure out what I'm going to make out of it later, because it just, the yarn made my heart sing, and so I had to buy it.
And Tart's been in her lineup for quite some time. Tart's still available. We actually have some in store. I don't think we've got a sweater. Well, in vintage, I might have a sweater quantity. In vintage, the sport, I don't think we do.
Well, and it's amazing how differently, even just the different weights of yarn take the dye.
Yeah.
So like Tart in the Sport looks a lot different than even like Tart in the Vintage or Tart in the DK. It's kind of, it's fascinating.
It is interesting to see how it takes the dye.
So I'm wearing that, and then I'm also wearing my Jody shawl,
Nice.
which has been getting a ton of use.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a great sort of neutral
Yeah.
piece.
Yep. Cool.
Yep. That's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working on. That's what I'm wearing.
Well, you know.
It's the first ever knit a garment while you're wearing it. It'll be amazing.
Some people kind of, although I don't know. I don't think that you could.
No.
Maybe no. You couldn't even do a skirt because you'd have to. It'd be
Yeah,
really
you'd
hard to
all
go
the way
all the
around.
way around.
Yeah.
It'd be really challenging.
Yep.
I think a scarf could be the only thing possibly, because you could have it looped
Maybe.
around and
Yeah.
then just be like knitting on it like this.
Yeah.
But that might be the only thing that you could. Interesting.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, we've gotten all deep. I have one finished object.
Woohoo!
Woo! It's a hat. It's the hat I was working on last week. That was almost done.
It was almost done.
But now it has pom-pom.
Yep.
And
that yarn is just so beautiful.
It is so amazing. So this is the Seasons of Vermont. Way to sell boxes. This is the Seasons of Vermont yarn, which you can. Last time I checked, there were still kits available.
Yep, there are still kits available. So there's a good chance that even when this goes live, that you will be able to still get a kit, which is great. We wanted to make sure we had enough for anybody that wanted them. Cute. So this is wonderful yarn from Silkworm Studio. She is a great indie dyer out of California that she generously said yes to working with us on this collaboration. And if you go to our website, messofyarn.com, you click on the shop button. There's a little section after you click on shop that says Seasons of Vermont.
Ooh.
I know. Fancy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you click on that, that's where I'm putting any of the Seasons of Vermont boxes that we have done or will be doing as they come along.
Nice.
So that you can see what we have done
What
in the
we're up to.
past, what is available.
What's coming up in the future.
What's coming. So we don't put them up too early before they come out, just because we don't always have all of the products, so we can't take pictures of everything ahead of time.
Yep.
But just so you know where to find that, so, or if you want to look for one, order one, we will have links in show notes. But in case, you know, you can just go right to our website too,
Yep.
and they're there. And yeah,
Nice.
we've sold probably close to half of them.
Yeah.
But there are still some that are available that I know right now as we're recording.
As we are
this.
recording.
So
The pom-poms from Gypsy Dreamer Crochet on Etsy.
those are not part of the kit.
No,
The
no.
box.
Sorry. That's just me separately
just
with
Ange.
my pom-pom obsession.
Right.
So,
But you can check out the website for everything that is included in the box.
yes. Yeah, that's a good point. No pom-pom. Somebody'd be like, where's my pom-pom?
I know.
Like, what? No. That was just something I did. So this was just so folks could see what the yarn looked like knit up.
Yep.
It's
it's
beautiful.
gorgeous.
It's a DK weight yarn, super soft. The color saturation is amazing.
And we did have somebody ask on Instagram if she was going to be dyeing the yarn to sell
Again?
separately. And yes, so they have, we have exclusivity over the yarn for
6 months.
6 months, and then after that they can. So you can check with the dyer after that time, and
Yep.
they may be
Maybe.
adding it to their
Their collection.
So
So that's my one sad little FO.
it's not sad. It's nice.
I had grand hopes to be done
Aw.
with the sweater.
Oh, how's it coming?
It's coming really good. I just always completely either underestimate the amount of time that I'm going to have to knit or overestimate how much knitting I can get done. I haven't figured out which one it is yet. It might be a combination of both, which means that I'm getting it at both ends.
So you're losing time, and
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and I did lose an hour on Sunday.
I know. Isn't that so
crabby.
disappointing?
Yes, very disappointing. So
I do like getting home and it being light
like-
still.
I do
when
like
get-
that.
Although I like having it be light in the morning too.
that will come back.
I just
soon,
want
though.
it both. I know
No,
it will.
Back soon. Oh, okay. I'm just dropping stuff all over the place. So this is Virgil. You guys are almost done having to look at Virgil
It's so pretty. Why would we want to stop
I know.
looking at it?
because they want to see me knit on something else and not swatch
Oh,
and
psh.
all that good stuff.
Wow, look at that.
So I have changed over to the smaller needles and I'm doing the seed stitch
Nice.
ribbing. I did make it longer than the pattern called for because I like my sweaters a little bit longer. I did try it on this morning and it fits just the way I was hoping, and then I
Oh,
will block
great.
it and it probably won't fit anymore.
Oh.
But I don't know. It'll be fine. So I'm almost done. It's just that it's, still it's seed stitch, so I can't really, that's a little bit harder to do
Takes a little bit more
concentration because you have to pay a little closer attention to your stitches.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole bunch of them on the needles. Guys, this is a 40-inch cable. So there's a ton of stitches on the needles, so it takes forever to do a round. But short sleeves, so when those are done, the sleeves are going to be like zoop.
You're gonna
zoop,
have a sweater in no time.
in no time.
Yeah.
So hopefully
How big
and-
is the band at the bottom?
1.5 inches, but I may not do a whole 1.5 inches.
That's not bad though.
I may only do like an inch. We'll
Mhm.
see.
It's usually for me, I'm like, oh, seed stitch. I have to get through it. I love the way it looks,
Yeah.
but then then you get motoring along with it, and
And
then
it's
you're
fine.
like, wait, I just did 2 inches.
Yeah, that could totally happen.
Yeah.
But the sleeves I think are like literally you pick up the live stitches
Mhm.
and pick up the underarm stitches, and then you maybe knit like 2 rows, and then you knit like the seed stitch again and for like 4 rows, and then you're
Yep.
done. I mean, so they will fly, and then I have to weave on all the ends and block it. So,
Nice. Yeah, the Derecho tee that I did out of the Barocco Remix Light, that one had like, I think for the sleeves was like 6 rows and then you're done. And I was like, oh, that was quick. So that is a nice thing with little t-shirts.
Yeah. So, and then I also because apparently I'm just going.
Go!
I've also been kind of a little bit still working on Hitchhiker. I have added 2 more teeth from the last time I showed.
Of course, that's getting wider too, so it takes
Yeah.
a little longer when you.
Yep.
That's pretty.
Oh,
I love the way that
you.
yarn is knitting up. It's really pretty.
I like it. And it's
That's
still,
the Painted Desert, yeah?
yeah. And it's still my bag. I had this project and this bag at the beach with me. So when I open it up, I'd still catch a little whiff of
Sunscreen and stuff?
sunscreen and sunshine.
Sand.
Sand. There's probably sand
Seaweed.
in my scarf or shawl and in my bag. So it will wash out.
That's right.
Yep.
Or it'll be there for the next 20 years, because that's what sand likes to do.
That's also true as well. Also true as well.
So I am over here busily knitting away on my Nanilchik Swancho, and I had to knit an inch of the main color, and then I am going to be separating for the sleeves.
Cool.
So because I've got so many stitches on my needles right now, it takes me a good 20 minutes or so to get around the whole thing. But I think I've got to measure once I get back around to my beginning marker, but I think I'm about an inch now. So that means my next row could be separating for the sleeves. So I will pause for a minute, pull my needles through a little bit so I don't lose stitches, and I will hold this big beauty up and show it to you. I'm really happy with the colors. It's very bright, but I really like it.
Those colors are great.
So there's the front. So all of the color work is done.
Yay.
And so I've got I've got to finish knitting the body. I'll put the sleeve stitches on holders, and then I'll have a little bit of the sleeves to do. The sleeves, because you're wearing it, comes down to here, and then you've got a little bit of a sleeve that you do.
Yeah, T-Rex arms.
Yeah, exactly, T-Rex arm. The sleeves aren't that long. The sleeves, they're more like a cuff, basically, a ribbed cuff that kind of comes down. So it's once I get it done. Of course, it is, because it does come down over your arms. It's pretty wide by the time you get down to the bottom. So it's a lot of stitches, but it's just plain stockinette now, so it's not bad. I'm kind of flying. I've been knitting the whole thing continental too. So I learned to knit as a thrower, and I don't really throw. I'm kind of a modified flicker, because I don't really take my hand off the needle and actually throw the yarn. And so that is kind of what's most comfortable to me, and I've always have improved my speed, so I'm a little bit faster at that. But because this whole project I did knit continental, it's getting faster and faster for me. So I may become a continental knitter.
Nice.
I do both. Especially for color work. I like doing color work continental, because I used to do it with one yarn in each hand if I was doing 2 colors at a time, and now I've switched, and my tension is so much better if I hold them both in my left hand. So
Nice.
I know.
I hold them both in my right hand.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that do that too. So anyway, that's where I'm at with that. So I'm really close to separating for the sleeves, and I think that'll kind of make it go quite a bit faster. And I think after that, I think the body has another 5 or so inches.
Okay.
And then a little bit of ribbing, and then the sleeves, and I think they're quite a bit of ribbing. I have to double check, but so that's where I'm at. And this is almost all Primrose yarn. There's 3 Primrose yarns in her Jasper DK base, and then this is Madeline Tosh Sport, the dark green. So all of my details are on my project page, because I've talked about this project for the last I don't know how many episodes. So you probably don't want to listen to me talk about it anymore until it's done. So I won't belabor all of the details of the yarns. So check out my project page if you want any of the info on those.
Nice.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
So.
Do you have another? Whoops.
No, this
Okay.
is it.
Well, I've
for
got
me.
one more, so I will.
Okay.
I will show my other one because then you can show that.
Yes.
So we are just kind of going into.
Because I love knit-alongs.
Angela loves knit-alongs.
Oh no.
So we are going to be doing the Jody, which Angela's wearing,
Yeah.
modeling so graciously for us. So this is a pattern by Joji Locatelli, and we had one of our fabulous local dyers, Kelly of Peggy Jane Fibers, dye up some kits for us, and she also dyed some fingering weight yarns, which are all back in stock. So if you love her yarns, check out our website. We've got some awesome colorways. Oh my gosh, and they're flying off the shelves. So
Yeah.
if you want some of her yarn,
And she did some mini skein packs for us. And
she
some
did
other
mini
stuff,
skein
so-
packs. We sent one to Australia today. I know, it was so fun. So we are going to be doing a knit along of the Jody shawl, and
Yes.
it is starting Easter, April 1st.
April 1st.
Which is Easter. It's very early this year.
Yes.
So
I'm going to flip over our sheet here because we might have
we're
some more
way
details.
past that. Okay, we've got show notes.
We, what did we say? April 1st through May 31st. So 2 months, which this is a really fast
It is,
knit.
because I started mine last Thursday, and I'm already I'm done with the first color, and my second color is well in progress.
On its way.
So we had Peggy Jane Fibers, Kelly of Peggy Jane Fibers, dye up some kits for us. And she did one colorway kit. So these are all of the colors. And they're just gorgeous. So let's see, I can show you. This is color number 2. This is the color I'm working on right now. That's the one that's in the middle. And this is my third color, which is just, they're really, really pretty. Here, I'll hold that in front so it doesn't have the plastic
Yeah.
glare. That's what it looks like all scanned up. So that's got kind of black over dye, so it's got a lot of the same colors that the first 2 colors have in it. This one is mostly purple and blues. That's the second color, which is the one I'm working on right now. And then the first color, which I don't know, ooh, that's what I've got left of my first, and it's a really pretty light blue that has a lot of purple undertones to it, and it's got those really pretty bright pops of like magenta, and it's got some green, so they work beautifully together. She just has a wonderful eye for color.
Yeah.
And these kits have been selling really well. I think don't have that many of them left, but we still do have some left.
Yep.
So if you are interested in knitting along with us and you want to use one of the kits,
Yep.
we do still have them available. We'll link to those in show notes.
Yep.
And it's just the yarn. It doesn't include the pattern. The pattern you have to go on Ravelry and get. But all of the yarn is there, and they are selling for $65 for the kits. And
I mean, you could make your own up as well with any of
Absolutely.
like the DK weight yarn. You know, we
Mhm.
have Madeline Tosh, we have Primrose,
Yep.
Malabrigo.
we had somebody who came in. She had one skein in stash, and she wanted to, grab a couple other skeins. So that's a good way of doing it too. A lot of times
Yeah.
you'll have like one skein of a DK, and not really sure what you're gonna do with it. So, so that is where I'm at. So yeah, this is all just since this is for a week's of knitting plus been working on my Nilchik. So,
Yep.
and I've pretty much just been working on this ornament in Nilchik. So, it's been coming along, and I've got my little progress keeper guy on here, and he was more just to tell me which side was the right side when I was
Well,
doing
yeah.
the first row. And
Yeah.
this is one that I got at Needles Up last year at Rhinebeck. And this
From
is
Sucre.
Miniatures, and this is one of the ones that she did that has the little sheep frosting on it that was just for Needles Up, and these were the
Nice.
Needles Up colorways
Nice.
that they did their logo in. So that's a lot of fun. It was so funny. So last week when I was scanning or balling up the skeins of yarn, I was like, ooh, I want cake, because I had this little guy out, and we were all like, we want cake. So we, needless to say, didn't get any
Nobody
cake.
got cake.
I know. I said I would go and get cupcakes, but I didn't go and get any, because I was like, I really don't need any cupcakes.
I don't either. I thought about doing pie yesterday for Pie Day, but
I saw a lot of pies on Instagram for Pie Day.
yeah, just didn't happen.
Yeah, well,
Didn't happen.
You know.
So that's fun. So that can along starting April 1st. I've already put a chatter thread up on our Ravelry group which also links to all of these kits and things. I think I put a picture of the kit up there on the Ravelry board too, so you can get a look at it without the plastic glare.
Right.
Yeah. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a really fast, fun knit.
I'm not participating in that one. I'm just gonna tell you right now because I already knit it.
So she's not knitting along in her knit along.
I'm knitting along.
Knitting along ahead of time so that I can get a sample knit up because we've got the kits in store.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to be, but we can't win prizes anyway.
I know.
So we want to see.
We're more like knit along enablers than actual knit along participants.
We're enablers for everything.
Oh, I know.
Let's be honest. Not just for knit along.
Because we are confirmed that Legacy Fiber Arts is doing some kits for us for a Jelly Roll sock knit along.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. So look, those will be coming in the next few weeks. We're roughly eyeballing starting the Jelly Roll sock knit along April 16th.
That's when our other
knit along ends, the on the Spice Market shawl that Kelly and I picked because we wanted to knit it and neither of us had knit it.
I haven't started mine yet. Maybe once I get either Nanilchik or Jody shawl done.
Maybe. I would say that except for that other project that I just accepted.
Right. And I really want to get Willow. I've still got my swatch to wash and block. And I really want to get Willow on the needles because I really like that sweater a lot.
Nice.
It's so gorgeous.
So I don't know. We'll see. Jelly Roll sock though. I think I've been wanting to make. I said that about.
I know. Well, and they're
a little
super
faster.
cute.
And I can wear them right away.
You could,
because unless it keeps snowing.
Right, because then you want taller socks than an ankle sock.
Yeah. So keep an eye out, probably on our Instagram feed, so you know when those kits come in.
Yep.
And come hang out for the knit along for that. It'll be fun. I mean, if you had like a mini and even part of a skein of another yarn, the Jelly Rolls, they actually don't take that much yarn. So nice thing about shorty socks.
That is nice. Although I just may want to buy up all the kits because guess what, you guys?
Is it a potpourri?
What?
Oh. She's sending us a variety pack, right?
I don't know what she's sending us.
Oh.
Whatever you told her.
I told her it was Dyer's Choice.
Perfect. So I may just buy them all.
That's what I thought you meant. Wait, are we having conversations? I don't know what's going on here. Wait, what are you gonna buy up?
All of the Legacy Fiber Arts sock kits.
Okay.
Because
Why? Because
my brand new circular sock machine is sitting for me. It just got delivered to my house. I know.
Did it get delayed in the snowstorm yesterday?
It did get delayed. It was supposed to be at my house yesterday, but it got delayed because of this stupid nor'easter. Nor'easter.
So excited. Maybe my Jelly Rolls will get done. I'll bring them to your house.
I know. So I am so excited because I can't wait to play around with that.
Are you going to let the rest of us play around with it?
Of course.
What if we just bring you yarn and be
just bring me yarn, yeah.
Will you make socks with this yarn? I have so much stash sock yarn, Kelly, that I could just unload.
Well, I was thinking it'd be really fun to do like prizes. Do some like prizes for everybody.
That might be fun.
Do some like custom knit socks for people.
That would be sweet.
Maybe I'll make like different sizes and then be like, okay, tell me what your shoe size is. And then I'll just send people socks for prizes.
That would be sweet.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun to do for the Jelly Roll sock along.
Mm-hmm.
You make a pair of socks and you get a pair of socks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
See? That's what you guys are all getting for your birthdays this year.
Yes. I'm so bringing you some sock yarn to make me socks.
Awesome. So yeah,
That's
I'm
so
really
exciting.
excited. I probably am not gonna have time to set it up until Sunday, so I'm gonna be like itching to do it. But yeah, I know it takes a little bit of time to kind of get it all set up, and I want to play around with it a bunch too. I've got some really inexpensive sock yarn that's been sitting in my stash for forever, and it's the perfect time to pull it out. So because there is a little bit of a learning curve to it. It's not rocket science, but there's a little bit of a learning curve, and so I want to play around with it. And you can do heels and toes and everything right on the machine.
It's amazing.
You basically could just do like a short row toe, short row heel. And I do have ribbers, so I can do 1x1 rib. The ribbers that I have will allow me to do a 1x1 rib. But then I can get other ribbers that I can that have the same number of hook slots as the cylinders that you have.
Okay.
So you can do basically any number of ribs. So you could do a 2x2, you could do a 4x4, or a 3x1.
Does it have enough circumference that you could literally knit to part of like a hat? Or is it just the smaller circumference?
So they each have, so the one that I have is more size for a sock knitting machine. I could probably do some kids' hats. But you can,
not that hats take that long anyway.
Yeah, but the 2 cylinders that I got were a 60 hook, so it's got the hook, so you can do like a, if you're gonna do socks for like a 60 stitch, or a 72. Those are the 2 that I got for right now, and you can change that. So you have to be able to get 2 pieces of yarn folded basically into where the slot is.
Okay.
They actually do make a bigger one that is geared more towards doing cowls and hats and things like that.
Okay.
A bigger tube.
Okay.
So, so that's, it would probably take a little playing around. You might get with this. I don't think it would be enough, because usually for like what the sock head has 100 and something stitches.
44, I think.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of stitches. So, I don't think that it would quite be big enough. You can do mittens on them. You can do fingerless mitts on the one that I've got. Of course, you could always do a tube steek it and do a scarf.
Yep.
So,
awesome.
yeah, I mean, it has a lot of possible applications, which is kind of cool. And of course, then I can do some quick little swatches for yarns in the store, which is nice.
Yep. So people can see them knit up, particularly the self-striping ones.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's so exciting.
I know. I'm really, really excited.
So if I just show up at your house on Sunday and be like, can I see it? Can I touch it? No, just kidding. Pictures on Instagram, or it didn't happen.
I know, right? I know. Well, I figured I would, because I know there is a little bit of a setup, so I might do like a video of the unboxing, because it comes in like a big wooden crate. They hand make the crates that they ship them in, just so that they have the company. So I got an Earlblocker Gearhart, and they are some of the nicest people. They are out of Missouri, I believe, is where they're based, and they have a machine shop. And the whole story was that the owner, whose name is David, he has been making machine parts for race cars for a long, long time.
Okay.
And he saw one of the old sock knitting machines, which were used mostly for World War I, World War II for knitting socks. They were actually given to women so that they could knit socks for the soldiers. When World War II came around, there actually was such a big metal shortage. A lot of the machines were actually taken, melted down, and that's why there's not a lot of the antique ones left around anymore. But he wanted to make a replica, basically, a working replica of one of the older ones.
Because there are some like plastic different ones out there.
Yeah. They make the little knitting machines and stuff for kids that you see sometimes. And so he's like, I think he set a goal of like 6 months to make it in, and it took him like a year and a half, because it's that
more complicated.
Involved, because you're working with this cylinder, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So anyway, so they're actually still a working machine shop for the race car parts and car part type thing.
Okay.
And they do the knitting machines, not on the side, but it's
in
not there.
addition to-
Yeah, exactly. So I think it was right about a month turnaround time. So I put my order in a little over a month ago. And then, so I'm really, really excited. So yeah, I'll be definitely showing. So if you don't follow me on Instagram and you want to see it, check out my Instagram, Kelly O Spins. I'm sure I will be putting up pictures and or video there. So, cause it's really exciting. My husband's like, I'm not going to see you for like a week, am I? You're going to be like downstairs with your knitting machine. I
In
was
the
like,
craft
yep.
bunker.
In the craft bunker, yeah. I was like, you can come down and hang out with me while I'm setting it up. He's like, all right. It's like that hard is that big of a
Maybe it's a
hardship.
giant hardship to come to the craft bunker.
The craft bunker. I know. I'm like, there's even a nice little chair down there.
Does he have the secret password
No.
to get into the craft bunker?
No, he does not.
Mm.
Mm-mm. He doesn't. And if he gives me a hard time, he may have, his temporary pass revoked too. To the craft bunker. Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So that's really fun. And I'm probably going to. So I found out that my knitting is indeed getting entered into the collection at the Smithsonian.
Awesome.
I know. So that was really exciting to find out that,
That is so cool.
yeah, that I'm going to have a wee little piece of knitting, a couple pieces of knitting in the Smithsonian collection. I don't know if it's going to be on display or I don't even know if I'm going to have a public credit for it or not. But I will probably do an Instagram video for that, just because it does have some political ties. Ange and I try not to be political on the podcast. It's all about the knitting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put that on my personal Instagram account, just so that if you want to check it out, you can check it out.
Yep.
It's, it was kind of cool. So,
It's cool.
yeah, the artist that I helped out, he wanted some pieces knit for an art project that he does. He's a sculptor, and so it was very exciting, and it was great for him. He's done some really cool pieces. He actually has.
Did you do the one that's down on Route 7 in Shelburne?
Yes, he did do that. He did that one. He's actually got one of the bronzes on Church Street. So
Okay.
if you've ever ridden to Church Street before, there's some really cool bronzes. And one of the ones that's on Church Street is his. So he's a great local artist who does some really phenomenal work. And I was thrilled that I got to work with him on this project. And he, I'll have all the details about the project on the Instagram story that I do. But yeah, so it was really, really cool
Nice.
to be involved with that. So, I mean,
Awesome.
I know.
That's amazing.
I know. It's one of those things.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I know, it's just one of those things that kind of like sprang up. It was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll,
Yeah, I can do that.
glad to help you out. We'll come up with something. And then it just, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I meant to tell you. He's like, two of the pieces that we worked on they're going to be in the Smithsonian collection. I was like, what?
Wow.
So anyway, so that was really fun.
Awesome.
And yeah, so I'll do a little Instagram story so that anybody who wants to check it out can see it.
Sweet. Awesome. So I don't know if we have any other announcements. I'll do the Tightly Spun podcast plug again. I talk about it a little later in the
Intake, outtake.
prequel, postquel. But Emily Straw does the Tightly Spun podcast. It started at the beginning of this year, and basically what she's doing is she's interviewing people within the community, and it's supposed to be, more about how they got into it, what's their favorite project, who they are as sort of a knitter or crafter. And it's a really neat idea. If you haven't had a chance to listen to any of the episodes, I would highly recommend it. And I'm plugging it a little bit because she interviewed me for it, and my episode's dropping on Monday.
Yeah.
So
And I think she's always looking for more people.
Her application process is closed right now. Okay. Because she got such an overwhelming response. She had to close it down for a bit so she could get caught up. And then I understand she's going to open it back up again. So if you want to get notification of when she will open it back up, if you follow Tightly Spun Podcast on Instagram, she makes announcements there for when new episodes are dropping, and also things like, hey, if you want to be interviewed, it's open again.
And in case you guys don't know who Emily is, you probably know her best from she designed the Hamel knit hat. Yeah. So that was her pattern, and that's been kind of around for a while, and a lot of people have been knitting it. So, and we got to meet her at Rhinebeck, which was great. Awesome. She's so nice, just super sweet, really genuine, lovely person.
I had such a great time chatting with her on the phone when we did the interview. Yeah, she's really sweet.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing, there's so many great people that you get to see, like, only maybe once a year, sometimes twice a year at events like this. And, it's nice to have the internet and everything so you can still stay connected with people, which is great.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. Or you watch podcasts and feel like you know people, and then you fangirl at them. And they're like, do I know you? And you're like, oh, no, you don't.
Sorry, no.
Sorry, no.
Yeah, so, like, that's why we say if you guys ever see us,
just come up and say hi.
Please feel free to say hi.
Maybe interject the word podcast somewhere in there so we know the context.
Yeah, because sometimes it's so funny, sometimes I see customers from the store outside of the store. Like, I saw somebody at the grocery store the other day, and like, oh yeah, hi. Like, I had this like look on my face, like I probably looked like I was angry or something, and I was like just trying to, I'm like, oh right, when you see somebody out of context, or if you're talking to somebody and you're not making those connections.
Oh yeah.
I do that all the time. But highlights. So anyway.
Exactly.
But we love meeting you guys. So if you ever see us, feel free to come on up and say hi. So, yeah. Say knit podcast. Yeah, some podcast. Keyword.
Something. Yarn store. Something. I got it.
Yep.
It's all making sense now.
Yep.
All right. I think that's all I've got for now.
Yeah, I mean, we're over an hour now with our intake outtakes.
Hopefully my internet will be not acting like a big baby tomorrow when I go to load up this podcast. I literally don't know what its problem was last week.
Well, a lot of people, I guess, have been having issues with speed and things lately.
Yeah.
So.
Surprising.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, all right. So that's all I got. Hopefully this podcast will load at some point tomorrow.
Yeah. Be sure to check out Seasons of Vermont kits, because there's still some available. They're sitting over there on the table. I can see them.
I took a picture and posted on Instagram.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I will have to repost that from you.
I tagged Muscle of Yarn.
Excellent. Yeah. And yeah, happy knitting, you guys. If you're in the Northeast,
come say hi.
Well, I was gonna, not during the nor'easter. I was gonna say be safe. I hope you have your power.
Come visit us.
She's in the middle of the nor'easter.
She's like, be safe. I'm like, drive in the storm. Come see us.
We are going two completely opposite directions with that one.
Yes, we are.
Because I know there's still a lot of people that didn't have power. So if they didn't have power, they're probably not watching us. But anyway,
probably not. When your power comes back on, congratulations that your power's back on.
I know. We have a generator because after living in the Adirondacks and living here in Vermont, a lot of times you never know when you're going to get your power back on. So thankfully we do. But I know there's a lot of people that don't. And anyway, I hope everybody is staying safe out there. There's some wacky weather stuff going on. Yes. And won't be too long. And it'll be hurricane and tornado season.
For people in other places.
For people in other places. So I guess, wherever you are, the weather's happening.
Yes.
So, but anyway, I won't keep talking about the weather because that's all I seem like I do.
It's all right.
But thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. I know we've had a bunch of new subscribers. So thank you to everybody who is a new subscriber. We hope you enjoyed the episode. We're kind of always a little bit scattered, but
yeah, it's always like this.
But we love bringing you the new yarns that are coming in and talking to you about those and talking to you about different events that are going on and happening and things we're doing. And we just appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And thank you, of course, to all of our returning viewers. We do this every week because of you guys, and you are so generous with your sweet comments, and we love interacting with you guys on all kinds of the social media, and when we do get the rare chance to escape to a festival and catch up with you in person. So, yeah. So thanks again for everything, and I think next week.
Yeah, I think so. I'll have to double check my calendar, but I think we're a go.
So I think we'll be on for next week, and we will catch up with you then.
All right.
Bye.
I was trying to access a private YouTube video that somebody gave me, and it's not working. It's not working. I'm sure it was funny. It was from the all-school meeting today at school.
It was what?
The all-school meeting at Williams School. His class was leading the all-school meeting, so I'm sure it was right hilarious. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Yippers. I'm sure all the parents were glad to see the kids back to school. At least up here, school was closed. For us, school was closed yesterday, and we had a 2-hour delay this morning. So.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Yep. Yep, they cancel school for almost everything these days.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't really see the need of a 2-hour delay this morning, but
Well, the
some places
roads
did.
didn't get plowed. I came home last night at like 10:30, and the roads were not in great condition in Moncton.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, the
plowed.
back roads weren't great, but...
Silver Street was bad.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
even in Heinsberg.
No
It's like,
kidding.
yeah.
that's surprising. I mean, because it's been warm enough here that they can get it plowed and get salt on it, and it's... everywhere else was pretty wet.
One would think.
One would think.
One would think.
Even my road, where they don't use salt, was fine.
It's ridiculous.
Kind of crazy.
So you done with your color work?
I'm done with the color work, and I'm almost at the point to separate the sleeves.
Cool.
But of course, it takes me like 20 minutes to get around this beast.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yep.
I guess the hitchhiking.
It's going. It's at the part where it's like there's actually starting to get more stitches on the needles.
So you're like, oh.
So each row takes a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the point when your shawl is getting bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to get a few things off the needles.
I've been really good at like staying focused for the most part. Although they're gonna see a new project that I hadn't started last week, so.
Yes, and I have a new project
Yeah.
that is probably going to be a homebound project. That shawl for pillows.
All right.
Yeah, with a deadline. No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure, deadline knitting. And what do I want to do? I want to cast on all the other things.
That's always what happens when you put like some sort
You
of
have
parameters on a project.
When you have a deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Rigorous.
You do have an F this week, huh?
I do.
Cool.
All right.
Are you ready
Should we
to
get the
start?
show on the road?
I think so.
Okay. Still a little rummy from a really long day yesterday, and I have. When I leave here, I'm driving to St. Albans to teach
Oh.
another class.
Oh,
tonight.
you're doing that. Is that the rescheduled one?
Yeah. Yep.
gracious.
Yes. And then tomorrow I have to get up super early because it's my
BNI.
Fridays are always early morning. So, yeah. But anyway.
Great.
I know.
You'll be
right?
glad to see this week done.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
It worked out well. I thought it looked fine.
I think it looks nice. We'll show it. I brought it over. Sorry, sidebar.
That's okay. We're not really doing our. They know. These are intake outtakes.
I know.
You know, a show my husband and I have been watching that's really funny.
What?
It's and you would probably appreciate it too because it's Jerry Seinfeld, and I like his humor. It's called Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
I saw an advertisement for that. Is it an
It's
Amazon
on
Prime?
Netflix.
It's a Netflix one.
Yep, and some of them are hilarious. Some of them are kind of dry, and you're like, well, except for that he's in it and like he's funny. But some of the comedians that he has on, oh my god, there are a couple that Bob and I have been laughing so hard at. Actually, he had Barack Obama on, and that one was really funny.
I bet.
That one was really funny. It was when he was still president too.
That's even cooler.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I started watching Jessica Jones because everybody was
Did
like,
you? Oh.
you know,
Ah.
Jessica Jones, Jessica Jones. I watched like the first episode, and then I watched a little bit of the second, and I mean, it's interesting and it's good, and I might keep watching it, though. Like, I literally woke up in the middle of the night with just like crazy dream, and it had to have been from that because I haven't watched anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, maybe I should not be watching that.
We started watching The Crown. I know everybody's been on watching that one for a long time.
You know what? I tried to start watching that
Did you?
one, and I found it very slow. Maybe it picks up and gets better, or it was just my mindset at the time.
That could be, yeah. I like it so far.
But I was just like, oh, come on already, move along.
We watched a couple episodes. That's as far as we are into it, and I know a lot of people have been binge watching it. But
Well, maybe I'll have to pick that one back up again.
what else have I watched?
And I've been watching like nothing.
I watched. There's a couple podcasts I try to always catch.
Like,
I like Fat Squirrel and
Yep.
Legacy Fiber Arts.
Yep.
Knitting Expat.
yep.
I try to catch Inside Number 23, but she's been super busy, so I haven't watched. She hasn't had one in around a month or so. Stranded podcast, I like theirs.
I haven't watched that one. I should go.
I like her.
I should go watch it. I have watched some of the Knitting Expats, more recent ones, and clearly I watched Sue and Chelsea.
Mhm.
You know, with the like, we should do Jelly Roll Kids.
Who else do I watch? Those are the ones that I really try to catch all the time. The Knit Girls I watch on occasion. I don't always catch theirs.
Yeah, every once in a while. I binge listened yesterday in a car to the Tightly Spun.
Oh, is that
podcast.
Emily?
Emily
Sam?
Straw's new one.
Mhm.
So guys, if you haven't checked that out, it's actually really cool. She's interviewing people.
Just kind of, her thing was what, like everyday knitters.
Mhm.
A lot of them so far I think have been podcasters.
Yeah, I
But-
mean, you can kind of tell like who's been a podcaster or not, just kind of by how nonplussed they are about
Mhm.
being interviewed or being recorded.
Yeah.
So, but they're pretty interesting. Little plug, guys. My episode on there is dropping on Monday.
Oh, I know. I kept looking for yours because I knew
I
that
thought
you
it was originally she told me this week, but it's when I got all caught up on the episodes, it's apparently this coming week.
Sweet.
So yeah. So if you want to hear me be serious, because I was serious, literally serious. I know. It'd be like,
What?
who is this person? It's just a different format. It's an audio podcast.
Yeah.
You can. They have an Instagram account for the Tightly Spun, and it's just kind of a cool idea.
Yeah.
So I mean, even some of the people she's interviewed who are podcasters who I listen to and listen to regularly, like you learn new things about them because the questions, the format's just different.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. So, all right, we should probably get this show on the road.
Yep, we sure should.
Because you got stuff to do and I got to drive to St. Albans and figure out when I'm going to edit the podcast.
That's okay. Our lovely fans are very understanding.
I mean, I could just throw it up raw and nobody would bat an eye. I mean, it's not like I have to edit a huge amount anyway. But.
No, you just take this section that we were doing, slap it at the end, throw in the title.
You know what takes all the time is like doing the stuff like for our Instagram and
putting
all
up
the
little
titles at the bottom. But like literally today, I'm just giving you. Well, you guys will all already. This is at the end, but I'm gonna watch it to like where the pick of the week code is. Put the pick of the week code in and be like,
done.
Done. Not watching the rest of this. I usually do watch the whole thing just to make sure there's nothing that needs attention. So,
yeah.
Anywho,
well,
all right. Let's show.
Love show.
For sure.
Okay.
Podcast face.
I know. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's when I start cracking up.
Podcast face. Hello, podcast land.